Hello everyone. Hello everyone. You are viewing Gardens of Blessings TV in our fourth week on distance learning and Parents Weekly Support Group. This is a very rainy Friday night, September 25 here in Virginia, USA. And a very good morning to all my viewers there in the Philippines. A very inspiring Saturday morning there to all of you, especially to my Facebook viewers. Brainstorm Weekly Live is the only dual playing live stream in my channel that I usually do every week. Though I have other pop-up live stream, but Brainstorm Live is very special to me because I am trying in my own little way to at least bring awareness on the challenges that I have in the new normal. And that somehow, parents out there na gusto pong pag-usapan ng mga bagay na mahirap, sana ay makatulong sa inyo ang weekly Brainstorm Live natin. As a parent, I am sharing to you my experience on the things that I did to make my distance learning productive and that how I overcome weekly challenges. I am hoping that my viewers, especially my subscribers in YouTube and followers in Facebook, will also share their insights on what works for them. Sama-sama po nating talakayin ang mga bagay na makakatulong po sa bawat isa. Dahil sabi nga nila, we might be on a different boat, but we are sailing on the same storm. We are all in this together. At salamat for always sharing your time with me kahit 5 minutes, 3 minutes, o kaya silip-silip lang sapat na po. Dahil kung may time at nakaka-relate, alam ko namang mag-stay talaga. Salamat din sa mga patamsak natin dyan at sa mga nag-share sa Brainstorm Live natin. I really appreciate it a lot. I appreciate the support of my online brothers and sisters out there. Team Ligaw, Team G, Ria, Mamshi, Rakitera, and the Rakitera Buddies, and Simply Melbs and friends. Lingaw permi atong mga chika-chika diha kada adlaw. And kumusta diha sa ato ang chat room karon? Thank you. We have 3 viewers and let us see what we have right here in our Facebook. I think we are on Facebook already. Hello to my mama. Hello, Gardens of Blessings TV. We are here for you all. Thank you very much. Okay. And to begin with our weekly Brainstorm Live, I would like to thank these people. These are the people who are trusting my channel this week, and they are Just Everything, Jolly Boy, Maria Marcel Homebake, Refavas Live in Japan, and Ami Love to Do. These are my new subscribers for this week. I'm hoping that you will continue to support this channel. I will always appreciate the time you spent with me. All right. So in our inspiring week, we have an inspiring comment of the week, and here is our inspiring comment. Our inspiring comment is coming from Cancer Warrior Sophia. Hi, host. A very informative. I like your content. Also, the way you explain it. Okay, so this channel is a close channel to me because this channel is about Sophie's journey on the battle of cancer. Sophie, I'm going to drop the link of the channel. Wait a minute. So if you have time, check out her channel. Wait a minute. Where is that one? So that is the channel of Cancer Warrior Sophia. her channel is about Sophie's journey on her battle of cancer. Sophie has leukemia. Please support her channel, especially the live streaming, and be a super chatter. Please send any amount you can give to help her with her weekly chemotherapy. So I hope you check on her channel and support her live stream. And uh, they need a little amount of any amount to support her weekly chemotherapy. So please help her. Sophie has been in my prayers all the time. I always say prayers to her. I send prayers to the nuns that they would, help Sophie with her chemo, and that she will remain healthy. This kind of situation is very close to me, because as a mom, I am easily moved about children's struggles and exodus of unforeseen battles. So I hope you check on her channel and continue to support her. All right. So that was our inspiring comment of the week. All right. So we are now going to talk about our brainstorm live. Okay. Thank you very much for my viewer there in my Facebook. Whoever it is. I cannot really see well here, but whoever it is, thank you very much for viewing. Okay, thank you, mother dear, for being there. Okay, and so our brainstorm live topics of the month were about difficulties of routine. Yes, we were able to talk about what kind of routine we have in our household, and why routine is more likely to be easy to follow than a tight schedule. So we talk about that in our first week of our distance learning, right? Then the second week we talk about difficulties on teaching lessons and unfamiliar topics. Like we were able to talk about how we teach our children of unfamiliar lessons, especially if we do not have time to prepare for it, right? And last week we talked about communications, about teachers and parents to learner. We were able to focus on the communication, our communication to our children. Like how can we communicate to our young learners, right? So I have a video summary on this topic. So I hope you will check these videos. This time we're actually going to talk about behavior management, our overwhelmed children and us today. So I hope if you have some tips, if you have ideas about how to overcome overwhelm, or how to manage an overwhelmed child, because in my own little way, I am going to share to you the tips that I did. It is a work in process. I'm not an expert, but in some ways, some of my tips does work. So okay, we are going to move on. Okay, so how overwhelmed are you from the first 3 weeks of distance learning? Okay, now we're going to talk about this one. The first week, okay, the first week I was, if I will rate you how overwhelmed you are from this distance learning. Rate from 1 is the lowest and 5 is the highest. So in my first week, I say first week I got 4. It was my highest, because I really do not know what is going on, and I don't have complete lesson, right? So I don't know what to expect, and my children are the same, but we survive, right? So it was 4 on my first week, and on my second week, I got 5. I got second week I've got 5. Okay. Now, second week I got 5 because I messed up. I messed up with the assignment and the lesson when I'm still studying how technology work, especially technology goes back down, right? I was not familiar about how to introduce lessons to, and I do not have time to prepare for it. Routines are not that steady yet, because I'm trying my best to think about what routine is actually better and what routine is not. So I'm still trying to change, keep on changing until you get it right. Okay. So in my third week last week, I got, from the 5, I got lower down. I got third week was actually a 4. Okay. So third week was a 4 because first, again, I failed to submit my kindergartner's assignment from last week because he was overwhelmed. But however, I was able to keep in touch with the teacher, and the teacher really understand the situation because, kindergartners, these are very new to them, and they get easily overwhelmed. But I was able to keep up with the assignment at the middle of the week. So those are the things that to rate how overwhelmed I am. It was like whoop and then go really up and then go down. And I am hoping that at next month everything goes well, right? So technical things are doing well. So yeah, so now how overwhelmed are your children? Now how overwhelmed are your children? Okay, so with my daughter, let's see. Okay, with my daughter, she's getting calmer as the weeks pass. The first 2 weeks was she was so concerned about, does she receive the right amount of lesson, and if her assignment was properly submitted, because she's not really fully aware about the apps and how the technology works. So this week she knows how to sign into her classroom canvas and open few apps, something like that. So it is getting better all the time, right? So for my children, if I say how overwhelmed they are, from 5 to 4, and then I think this week she was on the third. She's on the third now because she knows how to open the apps. She knows what to do a little bit. Yeah, and somehow she's already getting to be independent. Yes, I'm proud of that progress. With my kindergartner, we're still on the 5 4 5 4 thing because he is still overwhelmed quite some time. He's not well adjusted yet. It is still in a work progress. We do not finish all the activities, but I make sure that the teacher knows, as I've said, and I'm not really expecting for my son to have a small sailing studying this year actually, because there's a lot of things that happened. So for as long as my son is happy and things go well, he is learning and something like that, he is getting used to testing and evaluation. My only goal this year is to make him happy and be contented. And as far as the progress that I take, our journal is, he is actually sleeping well at night and asking question, what's this, what's that, what letter is this, what letter is that. So that's already enough, right? So overwhelm wise, it's still high, but there's progress in between, in the middle of that being overwhelmed, right? Okay, so let's move on with the next one. Okay, noticing triggers as it happens. Okay, with conscious discipline, I actually learned the technique noticing. Okay, noticing. All right, so that is noticing. Okay. Hello. Thank you for viewing in my Facebook. Hello, Mayet. Okay. So I learned noticing. Thank you for liking from my Facebook. I really appreciate your time dropping by. Okay. So I learned that technique on noticing from conscious discipline. Although I am not expert on it. It will probably take me a while to be an expert of it. But if you wanted to know more about it, there are lots of certified instructors on conscious discipline. I'll be dropping the link of it in the description box after this, in the record. So if you wanted to check on it, so the technique is, you have to describe the child and state the action. So that is noticing. Okay. So it works for my son because he's nonverbal when he is overwhelmed. So I said, oh, your face is doing like this, it seems like you are tired. Oh, your eyebrows is doing like this, so it seems like you are angry, something like that. And it's kind of like stopping that trigger because he knows that he is being noticed. Sometimes the children, as far as I know, and the book's concerned, sometimes the children feel disconnected if they are overwhelmed. So we are trying, or I'm trying my best to notice, describe the child and the state of the action. And I would really show him that I notice him, because if you do that, the child feel connected again, from disconnection to connection. So that's what I learned from noticing triggers as this happen. So that's what I do all the time. That's my strategy all the time. When I notice that the face is already changed and the concentration is going down low, I would do that kind of strategies. Now, how do you know when your child is overwhelmed? Okay, so as I've said, as far as my experience and classes that I attended and seminar is concerned, children who are overwhelmed do not have coping skills. Okay, so what is overwhelmed to begin with? It is overcome completely in mind or feeling. Overcoming that mind and feeling that you cannot function anymore. So we already talk about the value of feelings and emotion from every week that we are talking about our stress inventory, right? So that is, when we talk about feeling, we talk about primary emotion, while emotion, those are of course a feeling that is rooted from experiences, culture, preconceived understanding, and not to mention emotion change the state of mind, right? So in addition to that, child anxiety was very new to me. Unlike autism, I have a background study on autism and I took a class on exceptional learner. So I know what autism look like and how they function. Autism is so broad, it carries it with different, child learning development deficiencies and how to overcome it sometimes. Some child who has that actually overcomes it through therapy. So that's why I get interested of taking exceptional learners. So on the other hand, I was not prepared to face child anxiety, which is I am surprised that it is quite a common. It's quite common nowadays. Most parents do not know until their child just blow up. Grades falling apart. We have passive aggression, withdrawn, and then the bad thing is they go into drugs. And those are the articles that I read about the effect of undiagnosed child anxiety. So that is why part of this channel is about awareness on child anxiety, because early intervention is actually a lot cheaper than rehabilitation. So I'm hoping that you will continue to support my channel, right? So one thing that I know when my child is overwhelmed is that he cannot concentrate, right? So if you introduce a lesson and the eyes are not ready, it's moving away, something like that, to be honest, it is really irritating, especially before, when I still do not know about the conscious discipline. It's irritating, like, what is this a child wanted to prove, you know and it's kind of like, as I've said, it's passive aggression, but it's actually a disconnection, because the concentration is low. So when the concentration is low, you have to stop what you're doing. You have to take a deep breath, not for your child but for yourself, because you are the one who is managing the child. So in my experience, whenever my children had a hard time concentrating, so I have to stop and have a break, especially with passive aggression. My 8 years old, she start doing that already. If she had a hard time concentrating, she would deliberately not listen. So we just have to have a break. That's the main thing. You just have to have a break when it when it's like that already. And I know my children are overwhelmed because they can't stop complaining. Okay. So when our distance learning starts already, say for example, they wanted to eat, like if they do not understand, like, oh, I do not understand, but they are not actually we do not actually start to read it, but they just say, oh, I do not understand it. It's mahirap intindihin, right? And then sometimes they would complain about the chair. Oh, my chair is so itchy, but they are not actually sitting on it. They just feel it and it's itchy. They stop. They do not stop complaining. I'm hungry again, and oh, I have a hard time looking at the screen. But if you're letting them watch Netflix, oh, they are so good in watching Netflix, right? So it's kind of like that. They started to complain. So if that's the case, I have to stop what we're doing. Take a break again, right? Thank you very much for the ones who are viewing it right now. I really appreciate your time. Okay, so everything, if things that happen like this, I do stop what I'm doing, right? So it's something to do with relationship too with our children. As I a while ago, I was talking about noticing. If you include noticing in your daily life, noticing your children, and also noticing our husband too. So like, kind of like that. So it becomes like a well-grounded relationship too. So it's like, okay, this is not doing well, so we have to stop. So the only thing that you do, if your child cannot concentrate and it's always complaining, is that you have to stop what you're doing and have a break, right? So that's the only thing that you do. Okay. So now the next thing is how not to be overwhelmed with distance learning. Okay, we've been talking about distance learning for quite some time already, right? So how not to be overwhelmed with distance learning. This is our fourth month. And oh, I forgot to mention that next month, I fell in love with these apps that my children and I were using while we're doing this virtual learning. So next week we will be talking about the apps that like IXL, the Raskis. We'll be talking about those kinds of things. What else? We'll be talking about Epic and those things that I am interested. And if especially if you are homeschooling, these are the things that it might be an interest of you, right? So yeah. So how to not to be overwhelmed with distance learning. So from the 3 weeks, what I do is take note of all announcement and updates. Okay, so that is one thing that I learned about distance learning. I have to take note about the announcement and updates because I have two learners. So um, I used to just read announcement from Remind, but now I actually write it down and post it so I know which one is which and which assignment needs to be submitted on this day and which assignment is that, and there's like an update of all those things. So that's what I learned, right? If you are viewing in my Facebook and if you are viewing in my YouTube, if you have a better tips on how not to be overwhelmed with distance learning, I do appreciate that if you can join me and type your tips there, right? Okay. So take note of all the announcements and updates. Okay. Now, after taking notes of that announcement and updates, I manage expectations, right? How to manage expectation, DI? Okay, now as what I've learned about expectation management, you do not put expectation down and you do not put expectation up too. It has to be balanced. It has to be on the right level, as they say, being realistic. So that's how to manage expectation. Be realistic, okay? And it's not also, for personally for me, it's not also good to lower down expectation, because if we lower down our expectation, we are trying to lower down the quality of the process, right? So balance expectation that is real, right? That's how to manage expectation for me. And then I stick with the routine every time. Every time the routine. Oh my gosh, I stop. Oh, what's happening there in my. Okay. So anyway, every time the routine is broken, I'm not following it. It's always messy. It's always a stressful day if the routine is messy, or if I'm not following it. And also I learned to chunk lessons into small parts, right? If you are, if you are going to give the child a really long objective, read it to them, and you're not dividing it, what does it mean? Then it's overwhelming too, and you became overwhelmed too at the same time, because you do not know how to explain to your child. So that's what I learned from my 1 month. Okay, this is, yeah, 1 month for 4 weeks in our distance learning. So the first thing, very important, is to take note all the announcement and updates. You write it down, okay, especially if you have two children. And then the chunking of the lessons into small parts. Yeah, you take down notes, like, especially you are trying to what do you call that one, to use very simple words, right? Very simple words, even though our teachers out there, they are trying their best to really use words that are very understandable, but we have to know that every child has different understanding because they have different backgrounds. So you make sure that those words there and those chunk lessons are, being divided into small parts, and always make feedbacks, right? So I think I've already talked about this one from my previous video summary, right? Yeah. So, and have a break. Have breaks. Have a break. I think that is wrong there. Anyway, I did not really. Okay, have breaks after. That is very awkward. Have a break. Have breaks, yeah, have breaks after every lesson for your sanity, right? For like, as been saying a while ago, that break is not for your child, it's for you. I mean, it really, for me, I will say I'm gonna have a break because I'm overwhelmed too, and then the child is happy, right? Both of you. Break is not for the child but also for you. Yeah. So that is for me how I was able not to be very overwhelmed with distance learning. I was able to. Oh no, I was really overwhelmed on the second week, but on the third and last week it was really fine already. Everything is fine. It's not perfect, but it's fine, right? Okay, so yeah, no, the process is always not perfect, as human as we are, right? Okay, so that's it. The very important thing there that I learned from the fourth week is to take note of all the announcement and chunk lessons to small parts. Those are the very important thing. So if you have tips there too, I hope you provide your tips that works for you. Sometimes things that works for you will also might be work for me too. So I would encourage for you to share your tips there, right? Okay, now this one here, there's a statement in, there's actually a song about it it is okay not to be okay. Complete the statement. Yeah, we're going to complete the statement. It is okay not to be okay, because if you are in my Facebook, if you are viewing there, I'm hoping that you're going to type down there, it is okay not to be okay, because, okay, Okay, so you're going to type down the word because what? All right. Thank you for my additional viewers there. Welcome to my Brainstorm live. Okay. Okay, so complete the statement. It is okay not to be okay because I am human and I recognize that sadness and frustrations are part of being human. In every process and change, there is always irritability, just like a mother's labor to giving birth. So it is okay not to be okay, right? And it is okay not to be okay because we are born crying in this world. And that for as long as we can be okay after not being okay, things will always be fine, right? So, right? So that's why I hope I'm not confusing you. So if you have if you wanted to complete the statement, it is okay not to be okay because, right? You can also put that in our chat room there in my Facebook and in my YouTube chat room there, right? Okay. So now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, our planning next week, right? Our planning. Everything is a work in progress. Okay. So planning for next week. I am in work in progress with instructions, right? I noticed that my daughter have a hard time following, as I've said, instruction, but I discovered that, as I've said, when I chunk down instructions to small parts, and she just get it right, like, oh, okay. So it is a work on progress because each is unique. Yay. So my mom said it is okay not to be okay because it is unique, because each is unique. Am I right, mama? Yeah, because each is unique, right? Yeah, because each is unique. Yeah, we perceive things differently. Yeah, very nice. Yes. So, yeah, let me see. Okay. So if you wanted to add more for that, my viewers in my Facebook, it is okay not to be okay because. All right, I'm going to put that in here. It is okay not to be okay because, and then write down. Okay. All right. So that you have to put that there, right? Okay. So all right. So that's what we'll go back to planning for the next week. I will be improving my instructions, right? Because everything is a work on process. Uh, uh, each has its own learning style. That is really true. That is really true. Yeah. I remember my professor in the philosophy of education when I took my MPA before. No, uh, the philosophy, foundations of philosophy. He said that the idea of multi intelligence, right? Uh, if a very smart eagle cannot win a contest if the contest is for swimming, right? So each has its own learning style, right? So that's how it is. We have to know about that. Okay. So since each has its own learning style, each has its own parents. Parents also has its own way of teaching, right? So learning style is matched with teaching style, right? It's nice, right? Okay. So maintain on the self-care, right? Maintain on self-care. This week I was very calm because I did my yoga. Although I did not do it, my perfect schedule for yoga is actually twice a week and 1 hour. So it's supposed to be 2 hours a week. right? But this week, at least I did 1 hour a week. That's fine. And I was able to read my meditation twice this week. So I'm improving with my self care, right? Okay, I'm improving with my self care. I'm hoping that my brainstormers there who are viewing with me and sharing with me their time every weekend, you are also trying to take notice of yourself, not only on the physical but also in the of the in your mental and spiritual well-being. That is part of self-care, right? It's not only the clothes and the the physical appearance, but we also have to take care of our mental and emotional aspect in life. So that's why I take time to relax and do my yoga and also my meditation. Yeah, I read my meditation and last Wednesday, okay, last Wednesday the word struck from me was the reading about Matthew, that word follow me. That was when Jesus saw Matthew, right? Last Wednesday. If you are following the meditation last Wednesday, uh, that was the reading, right? It's about Matthew, and then God says follow me. It's a nice inspiration for me, like, I took this as a vocation, awareness of child anxiety as a vocation. So when I read that meditation last Wednesday, it says follow me. I feel like I am following, following what the Lord said, okay. And then this Friday, I was struck about the reading on Ecclesiastes. Am I right? Am I saying it right? It says talking about time. There is always a time for everything, and I always believe in the right timing too. So I think, follow me in the right time. Isn't it a nice message for the week? Oh my gosh. Follow me, in the right time, or follow me anytime. Well, if you are into meditation, you try to connect the message that struck you every day, and it will give you a really nice message for the week, and it will make you calm, right? So that is the reason why this week it's although William had a tummy ache last Wednesday and he was throwing up. It is a little bit stressful, but because I'm starting to do, what is supposed to do, like a self care, then I was able to become, calm and relaxed in the midst of our struggles, right? Okay. And if you notice that I'm changing this one, I put the brainstorm main topic on the top because I wanted to go to the main topic immediately. Right? Okay. So anyway, so that is going to be my planning for the next week. Yeah. Right. Okay. So the next one, what we're going to do is our achievement of the month, right? Um, I remember last week Erin was talking about making achievement board. I'm still thinking about how am I going to do that, right? Uh, time and seasons of life, yeah, time and seasons of life too, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's for the right timing. Yeah. Okay. So now we're moving on the achievement of the month. Okay. With we talk as I've mentioned a while ago on achievement board. I'm still thinking about how to do it. That it would be nice, but it was really a really nice idea, and I am starting this thing today online, the achievement, because as I've said, I'm noticing and recognizing the progress of my children. It's for me, when I say progress, it's not about, oh, they learn how to count, they learn to read, oh, they know how to do multiplication already. For me, it's something to do with behavior, because for me, learning goes after a behavior is established, right? So it it will come at the learning comes after the behavior has been changed. That's for me. That's for me. And that is always being the principle of my teachers in SPED, that there is always a change in behavior when somebody is learning, right? And it's not like a bad behavior, but it's a good behavior, right? That is the nature of learning. And even if you are also learning bad things, there's also a nature in behavior too. Just like when this drug addict, no, they change their behavior too because they are learning how to take drugs, right? So some kind of like that. So either way, right, there's a change of behavior if you are learning. Isn't it something? Okay, anyway. So anyway, the achievement of the month as my children's teaching assistant, my kindergartner this month is already know how to do pencil gripping and starts writing, right? Okay, that is the achievement of the month. Okay, he is really trying. Yesterday I'm happy. I took a picture of it and sent it to the teacher that he was able to, like, he was writing, and then he would try to correct his writing. Oh, by the way, I have a tip. This tip was taught by my son's teacher. If your son, especially the boys there, your son had a hard time gripping a pencil, all you have to do is to put the pencil, this one here, that would point towards you, and then you let the child do it like that, and then grip. And practice it 3 times. 1, grip, and put it back. And 2, grip. Let him feel the pencil. Grip, 1, 2, 3, put it back. 3 times before you start letting that child write. And I did it like for only 1 week, and now William is gripping it. Although his problem, I noticed, is the, how to hold, you know. Yeah. Oh yeah, change of behavior is learning. Yeah, true, true, true. Yeah, that's from my mom, huh? Yeah, change of behavior is learning. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's really, yeah. Okay, so those are the achievements. So I'm hoping that if you're in my YouTube and in my Facebook, if you wanted to share the achievement of your children, you can also put some pictures, or you can also tag me, okay, on the achievement of your child. I mean, it's always nice to to celebrate achievement, not only in the learning something, but the achievement on, okay, my Louise is already folding her clothes now. We try to segregate which clothes is hers and which clothes is mine, and then she is folding her own clothes now. So that's also another achievement, right? It's a learning behavior too, right? Okay, so I'm hoping that you would also like to share. This is gonna be one of the changes that I put in. And next week, if you wanted to join, please, share the achievement of your son or daughter, right? Okay, so that's the achievement of the month. And now we are going to talk about self-care, right? Self-care. Okay. So we have been doing this for fourth week, right? Self-care means learning to acknowledge your limits and temperament, and to recognize that you are the expert of you, right? Expert of taking care of you, right? Okay, so as I've said, we have been doing this for the fourth week already, and this really helps me a lot with regards to being committed to myself and being aware on how to manage my own stress. So I hope that you who are weekly engaging in my Brainstorm Live, I hope this also is what you call that one, something that, try to uh to be aware of yourself and how you manage your stress. And I really appreciate Mama very much for your time every Friday. We're talking about stress and how we deal with our stress every week, right? And if we're talking about it, really, I talk to the child psychologists and every behaviorist that I attended seminars with. They say that sometimes when we talk about our own stress, we find our own answers. So that is the reason why I like Brainstorm Live, because when it's Friday come, like Erin, she's always suggesting answers and something like that, and my mama also suggesting answers. So it's kind of like an open door, an open window of opportunity to, oh, why did I not think about it, right? It's just because we are talking about it and we're learning about it, and then we improve, right? So we are going to talk about our stress management inventory of the week, right? Nurture such transformation for the child's lifetime through commendable achievement. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. We always have to but for me, I always try to commend behaviors, really. Behaviors. I commend behaviors because for me, those learning that we learn from the classroom, those theories, or if they read or write or they're really fast about learning something, those are very good. Everybody can do that now because of apps and internet and technology. But behaviors are very hard nowadays because of the distraction of the society, something like that. So I try to really commend behaviors, good behaviors, right? Like that. Yeah. And it is also form of connectivity. If your child is being praised to behaviors, it's a form of connection and nurturing relationship. Right. So, okay. So the purpose of this inventory is for reality check on how to be more aware of ourselves in managing stress. So this really helps me a lot. I'm always looking forward uh, every Friday for myself, because I'm actually rating. Look at this. I'm already doing that. TM, time management, resilience, no, relaxing, feelings and emotion, and resiliency. I'm I'm already rating that one. It's very nice. I really like doing this every Friday. So I'm hoping that you are interacting with me. You can also relate, right? Okay. So the first thing, how did I manage my time this week? That routine, schedule, to-do list. Okay. So okay, now I'm going to it's so oh, sorry. Now where it is? Okay. Na, nahulog. Nahulog. Okay, now here it is. So, okay. So this week, I am a 3 this week. So, how am I going to do this? Huh? I'm a 3 this week. On the third week, I am a 3. Right? I am a 3. Okay. Last week, yeah, I am a 3 this week. Okay. Now, last week I have 3 3 2 3, right? So I was able to take time, okay? Take time for myself. I really tried my best to stick on my routine. The children are now waking up at the same time very early every day. And it's so funny because they actually wake up early than me because they are committed to feed their kittens. Okay, we have 4 kittens. Okay, so they are committed with that before they start their distance learning. They are committed with that, and as I've said, Luis is now folding clothes, so my load is getting easy. Except last Wednesday, William had a tummy ache and he threw up. So the routine last time, it was hard last Wednesday, but you know it was okay, right? Okay, so I have 3. relaxation, how I did with the relaxation this week. Okay, so I did 4. I'm going to put on 4. Okay, with relaxation, I did 4. Mm-hmm. Ay, nasayop. Nasayop ang akong graph. I'm not going to do that anymore. Nasayop. Okay, anyway. So, the relaxation previous was 3. Okay? And then it goes down to 2. But because this week I was able to read my meditation twice a week. I did my yoga for an hour. I was able to get enough sleep until last night because my son had a little anxiety last night because it was my mistake. I told him in advance that, oh, you're going to have an evaluation for school. So maybe that kind of bothers him that, oh, I'm going to have a testing. So maybe next time I probably would not talk to him about evaluation. So, well, anyway, but at least I have 4. I have 4 this week for my relaxation method. It was really nice. Yes. Okay. So, in my feelings and emotion. Okay, let's see with feelings and emotion to this week. Feelings and emotion. I have 4. Okay. I think that because I was able to relax, I am in a calmness mode this week. I am so calm this week. I got irritated few days ago, but I did big breath, 3 big breath, and I was doing really good because I've got exercise this week for, even though it was only an hour for exercise on yoga, I got 2 meditation. That was really good, right? Really, really good already. So I've got 4. Yes. Okay. And of course, my resiliency. Resiliency. How did I bounce back from this week's challenges and why? I'm always 5. Yes. Always 5 with being resilient. Okay. I still cannot really see my who is this on my Facebook. But anyway, if there is somebody out there, but I know it's moving out there. I know. Thank you for coming. Okay, so anyway, so resiliency. I'm always 5. I'm always, because I'm always looking forward of the day. Today, tomorrow is another day, and I recognize that there's always an oops day, like yesterday. I had an oops day. I'm always hopeful that tomorrow is going to be better. But always be hopeful, right? Yes. All right. So that is resiliency. I was doing it, but it's like, no. That's wrong. Wrong. Next time I'm going to do it a lot better. Because I was supposed to put a graph and showing, but I don't know the label. I forgot why is that one. Okay. Okay, so that is my resiliency now. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. We have, okay, our inspirational thoughts. You know? Okay. Our inspirational thoughts is, you can't calm the storm, so stop trying. What you can do is calm yourself and the storm will pass. Right? It is really true, right? So do not really keep on trying if it's so difficult, right? Sometimes trying doesn't work, but endurance and tolerance does, right? So it I feel that's what the inspirational thought means, right? It is actually from Timber Hawk Hawkeye, from Timber Hawkeye. You can't calm the storm, so stop trying. What you can do is calm yourself and the storm will pass, right? So if I were to interpret that, sometimes you just have to endure, and then there's always a rainbow after the storm, right? Yeah, so you just have to calm yourself and everything will pass. All right. All right. So we are going to, okay. Thank you very much for staying with me in this week. All right. So we have motivational tips. Motivational tip, respond less to negativity. Peacefulness will respond effectively. That is what also I learned from being overwhelmed. If you respond to complaints all the time, like with my happened there? With my children, every time I respond to their complaint, I respond to negativity instead. And then there goes our routine, our lesson crumbles. So, I mean, you tried hard to plan things out and it did not really result good because you respond to the complaint. I think this is also, help, I suppose, to those in the area in the side of teaching. If you respond to negativity, your work will less be effective, right? But if you do not respond, then you will have peacefulness and your work will be more effective, right? Yeah, so that is our motivational tips. And okay, so that is our motivational tips today. Yes. Now let us see here in our chat room. Who else? Thank you very much for dropping by, whoever you are there. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think let me see if I have, yeah. All right. So thank you very much. And okay, so once again, this is Gardens of Blessings TV saying, if you find peace, happiness begins, and blessings start to win one's heart. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and be blessed. Thank you very much to all who dropped by, and thank you for staying with me, my mama, and Mayet, my sister-in-law. Thank you very much for dropping by, and thank you sa mga patamsak dyan. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.